City's a good team.
Welcome back. Car Talk, episode 51. Look at that. On our way to 100 already, just like that. Bennett, how are we doing today?
We're doing good. 40, what is it? 49% to go to 100.
Let's jump into market outlook, huh?
Let's do it.
This kind of flagging pattern in the S&P for a few weeks now, wondering if we'd be able to break through these 323 highs or whatnot. So we did get that breakthrough today, but I mean, the whole market, we have to talk about the NASDAQ. We had the market rally today, but it wasn't a broad-based rally. It was a complete NASDAQ-driven rally. We can look at the heat map. Did you see the heat map today, Bennett? It's probably one of the nutsest heat maps I've seen for a day that we were up so much. You know, you'd think that it would be a broad-based rally. You look at industrials over here, nothing. Utilities, nothing. Energy, dead. Financials, consumer defense, nothing. And then huge green. Amazon up 8%, Microsoft up 4%, Apple 2%, Google. So these names, and then we saw the software stocks kill it, and the work from home stocks. And I found the funniest ETF there is. Type this in. Ready? WFH, Bennett. It's the work from home ETF.
Oh my
And it
God.
was up 4% today. There's a work from home ETF apparently. But so I mean, I don't know. For me, it's a little concerning. We didn't see anything besides tech rally in the S&P. I bought a lot of SPY today in my long-term account. Just the technical coming out of that pattern. But looking around at the what's underneath the hood, it's kind of ugly.
Yeah. So it's funny when you mentioned the WFH, which is a Drexion ETF. I'm not even
That's the
surprised.
3X, right?
Yeah, but a bunch of their ETFs all got delisted recently, like all the triple leverage, like the oil ones, like a bunch of their ETFs all got delisted. So it's just kind of hilarious. Like now they're like, okay,
What are people to ask us to buy then?
yeah, we're gonna find out pretty soon.
Jeez.
Um,
But
all
I
right,
got
so
you.
yeah.
I got you. Yeah, pretty much the S&P. Start of the breakdown. I got your chart.
But yeah, so yeah, the main thing again, I was highlighting the big picture was, the start of the initial breakdown of the market was this 320 in the SPY. Now that we're finally starting to poke back above it and hold above it, we're starting to get back above with the initial downtrend, started back in the beginning of the year. So it's just good to see that. Definitely good sign for us broadly speaking. And then sector-wise, telecom, VOH, major level through 100 again. It's very hard to be buying 100. This week, if you hadn't bought it before, but a lot of the guys that have been in this all year with me buying up through 70 and 80 and 90, it's much easier to continue to add to this winner versus just trying to buy it, right here at 100 be perfect. So it's just a sector we're keeping an eye on. And of course, your favorite stock, Verizon, is in the telecom sector. So with that, if you want, we'll jump into some of the member ideas.
Let's jump in.
All right, we
In
got
tech, I'm gonna tell you to stop wasting your time. It's nuts. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah, no, I agree. First up, we got data tailored GoDaddy, GDDY, up through 72.
Smart guy. All right, GoDaddy. I like this one. Yeah, really nice support buy setting up here. Definitely like this one a lot. Earnings coming up August 5th. It has enough time. Yeah, through this little 72 area. I like that one.
Next, we got Anish is looking at HAE, which is a healthcare / tech company. He's looking at it up through 94.
Yeah, if we see, I like this little level he's looking at right here. Little support level, and then he's got little area there. Yeah, but I mean, again, I just didn't see strength in healthcare, but the trade setup makes sense.
Next, we got Joe DeFrank. He's looking at this STNE, software.
Again, Stone. Here we go. Payment processors. Yes. Technology of the future. Stone, like it. Through this, what is this, 42 area, 43?
Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah,
makes
40.
sense. I wonder if Buffett still got it.
That, I'm not sure. That I don't know. Next up, he's looking at this also Roku through kind of this inside day high up through like 151.
I like this. I mean, this is you have to look at the hourly chart to see this one. And it's like you see the consolidation. This is a complete Momo stock where it's like you buy it through here, you give it a tight stop, you buy that 152 area, you give it a tight stop to these lows, and you have to see a reaction out of that right away. You have to see that tertiary move right away. But I mean, I think it looks good.
Next, we got Shabad's looking at ZI, recent IPO. He's looking at through 42 earlier today, and it triggered, so he's more than likely in. But I figured we might as well bring it up since it's a name we
Yeah,
haven't looked at.
just looks okay to me. Doesn't look amazing. You know, it's not like there's a very well-defined downtrend line. It's just kind of been like sinking lower. No really hard levels anywhere. It's kind of a tricky name. The only way to trade this is you buy it and you have to give it to this low pivot here at 38.
Yeah.
That's really the only way to do it in my eyes.
That was going to be my first question. Was like, where do you think the proper route would be? And I was
Right,
thinking
yeah,
this name
yeah.
for a
You
second.
can really just buy it against that low. You can't really buy it through anywhere. Maybe 44, but.
Next, we got Gavin's looking at Etsy, ETSY through 10. Well, he looked through 105, but it's already at basically 107. So he's
No, I'm saying, oh my god, because we bought this thing at 83, and now like it doesn't look awful. You know, 3 weeks later at 105. I'm gonna avoid this for now. You know, it's just there's not really a setup, but yeah, I mean, it technically makes sense. These names are the ones that are going. You know, do I have to type? I wonder if this is in the WFH ETF. Work from home.
Let's see, WFH. I don't see it in the top 10 holdings, but
Oh, what a sick ETF. Oh, Twilio, Inseego, CrowdStrike, Avaya, Okta, Box, Elastic, Zoom, FTNT, Ping. Oh my god. I'm all in on that one. Jesus.
just what's their cost basis in these? Let's see. All right, next.
Very true. Do you know Tesla has like 4% of the Qs now with their recent run? Crazy.
Oh god, till they turn around. Let's see, Alex Smith, AAXN.
Ooh, I like this name. Yeah, hell yeah, I like this. This is very well defined resistance area, turn support area. Just buying up off that area where this name is bound to make, you know, the next leg higher from here. So I like that one a lot. That's a really nice support buy.
Next, he's looking at this BAX.
Yeah, was it 88?
Yeah, 388.
Yeah, this looks good. I mean, I would prefer some more consolidation on the daily chart here, but you know, a nice little pattern it's trying to break out of. Looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Next is NTRA through 50.
Ooh, here we go. I don't even know about this setup. What's the volume like? Volume's good. This is nice.
Yeah, this
Hell
looks
yeah.
good.
Hell yeah. I like this one. NTRA 50.
Next up, we got Lisa. She's looking at ARNA.
Yeah, I like this name too. To at 70. And if you look back, it's a long-term level.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
I do. Gotta add this one to the radar.
Right.
Let's see, and she's also looking at Cisco.
Yeah, buddy.
Look at that.
Cisco looks sick. It's just so tight. This consolidation's so tight. I mean, it's a very slow mover, so you know you got to size up in this one. You want to get paid, but yeah, do that 47 quarter area. That looks really nice. 47.50.
Next up, we got Khan. He's looking at CZR, Caesar Entertainment, through 1250.
Did they get bought out? Is this price action that tight? I don't fucking know. I don't want to buy fucking Caesars and fucking Vegas is closed down. I'm gonna avoid this one for now.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
But I mean, a very tight pattern. I don't know if it's a buyout or what.
I think it is. There's someone. I think they're merging with someone. But someone DM'd us, and they were in the other name that was getting merged with them. I'm pretty sure because it does say
Caesar and El Dorado closed $8.5 billion merger. All right, so cool. Don't avoid this name.
Yeah, do not touch it. Next up, we got Gina. We already mentioned Cisco. Let's see, JKHY.
Ooh. Hell yeah. I like this one. For a few reasons. You see this tight coil it's got going on, and then it's got a really nice tight consolidation area, so you can buy through these highs. You know, look at this. We have this tight consolidation, but really the price action is coming down to this tight little area. So now if we can break through this 184, should be off to the races. I like that.
And one that we haven't really mentioned in a while is Uber, 234.
How'd that close today? Oh, they're late though. I heard Chris and Higgins trading this today at 33. Yeah, I mean, looks pretty good coming out of pattern. It's just I saw people getting at 30, 33. But yeah, no, it looks good. When they got earnings, August 6th. Can't knock it.
Next, she's looking at this Visa through 200.
Yeah, this is tight. Day. Yeah, it looks good. I mean, they got earnings coming up, so it's on them if they want to continue to push higher for earnings, where they have the huge catalyst coming July 28th. So, I don't know a ton of people looking to buy the stock right now per se, but price action's there. So.
And then last up for Gina, she's looking at this ADP through 150. Earnings are.
Yeah, you can see. I got the alerts. I like it through 149 apparently. What's that high? 149, 150. Yeah, I mean just a really tight setup here, where it's like you have this like macro trendline support, big coil thing, and then same as that other one, where it's like then the price action really comes down to this tight area. So, if it can break through these highs, it should be, the start of a bigger move. So I like that. Let's keep it rolling.
Next we have Nicholas looking at Grub through 72.
No, I don't like this pattern. Just not enough pattern for me here. Just kind of buying a stock that's been uptrending. So the last setup to me it had was just through the 65, and that was a tough setup. But I don't see it here.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. Next we got Tommy Bridwell, AMAT, AMAT through 64, Industrial Company.
Yeah, that makes sense. Looks good. Sticks with this, it's in this perfect little uptrend. Now it's just, letting you in for the next leg higher, it looks like, so can't be mad.
All right, so we got Tom Ramsey looking at HAIN through this 32.
I think it's still
Which is
lurking.
a candy company.
So you know what this company does? The Blueprint drinks, like people went on the crazy juice cleanse?
Mm-hmm.
This is that company.
Really?
Long Island, baby. Yeah, so I believe so. That's what Chris told me back in the day. But yeah, through this 3250 area, this thing is just so tight. It's got to come to a culmination soon. Either it breaks this 3250, 33, and continues higher, or fails this flag. But I mean, still within it, still looks good. So can't knock it.
All right, we're going to jump into a couple of the social media questions. First up is Kaminsky Ross, E. Rich's little brother. So the guy is a RCM through 14.
RCN?
RCM.
Nah.
I've never typed this name in my entire life.
No, I mean, I'll tell you why. I mean, this entry down here at 11 was pretty good, and you see it's been riding this 8-day simple moving average. It's definitely been moving as a momentum name should, from like a healthy standpoint, but that's not when you want to buy this stock. As it's going vertical into a huge resistance level, that's just kind of asking to get chopped up there. If this consolidates for a few weeks, goes sideways, different story, but for now it's a no from me, dog.
It's definitely a no for me, dog. The voice is just not there.
Mm-hmm. Next, we got John _ Germs. You're going to Carvana, CVNA.
Nah, I mean, no pattern here. So, really strong name. Definitely like how it's in an uptrend. Looks really good, all that. But you need this thing to settle down and kind of give you an entry point right now. You're just kind of buying highs at this point.
Mm-hmm. There's actually not even thinking of, this year, 100 to 30 to 150. Like that is
sickness.
Great.
Sickness.
Great, and this is a car dealership or a mobile car dealership. Next, got Ben _ Rushing looking at Citigroup.
Citi.
His game. He actually had a game plan. He wants to buy today's high, so 50 half versus 49.
Yeah, I don't mind that game plan. It's just the fucking financials can't get a fucking uptick to save their lives. So I mean, really nice. So what he wants a really tight support buy here. I mean, they had earnings. The earnings were pretty good. So I mean, the trade makes sense. Definitely makes sense. I don't hate that at all. It's just the financials, just dead money.
Yeah, Ben Rushing. If you're looking at this, just put a little monthly on Citigroup and zoom out and just see what it's done over the last 30 years. All right, so next we're gonna Man-B.
You guys looking to trade it on a day trade?
I know.
Monthly chart for fucking 30 years.
I know.
Real helpful.
All right, so we got Man-B 750. He asked, "What's our favorite trade setup?"
Right now, Ben, you got one.
I mean, I think for us,
Day, come on.
I think for us recently, at least for the better part of this year, has been support buybacks. Where going into 2020, our focus was buying breakouts. Where going into this year, we've been focusing on buying up off of support and not having be as perfect buying to resistance. So I think support buybacks has been our big focus this year.
There you go.
Next, we got Pink Z. He's looking at LMND.
Hey, what's up?
Your favorite stock.
What's he doing with it?
No game plan, but we're going to just say
nice. Love it.
we're going to say he wants to buy 88 versus today's low.
Ah, man. Maybe. I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how the volume comes in. This name, like, so what this name does really well, and I've learned how this name trades really well. It's like it'll have low volume, and it won't really show you the volume, and then it'll take out the day's highs. Like it did Friday so perfectly. I'll show you. All right. So what this name does really well is that it sneaks volume in, where it doesn't. It looks like it's gonna have a really quiet day, and this is very important if you're gonna trade the name actively. You have to learn how these names trade really well. That's why I've been able to do so well with this name. But so you look at Friday, you know, it doesn't look like much is going on, and it has this little 80, 81 level on the intraday chart. This 15-minute, this 30-minute, whatever. So then we see it takes out highs, and it had a really quiet day at this point. And then we see this volume. You see this volume right here as it takes out that 80, 81 area. That's how you know the stock's going to take off. So for me, this name is very volume dependent. If we see that volume come in, that's when you start buying the stock. Don't just buy it at a random price point, unless you're buying against support. Then you can. But for me, this one needs a lot of volume. All right, next.
Yeah, so we're gonna for Ping Z. He actually has all names are in play, which is pretty key. He's Lemonade, mRNA, Space, Tesla, and Microsoft. So the names that are on his radar, are these names that are in play. But again, we're not going to go through all of them. So we're going to skip to Tommy. I think it's Tommy Weiner. NCNO, recent IPO.
Chino. It's funny because this one was so strong in the morning and then it failed late in the day. Everyone was like, oh, fuck, that was the one today. Or shouts out Chris. I think he said it. But, yeah, I like this stock a lot. I like the company. I like what they're doing. But right now it's really wide and loose price action. You look at the hourly on this one, it's just like, the low is down here at 67. The high is up at 92. So it's just a very wide range right now. We need this thing to tighten up, and then we can kind of attack it. But right now it's just so wide and loose.
All right, so we wrapped up all the social media questions. If you want, Jake will jump into some of the good trade, bad trades of some of our members.
Sure.
All right, if you want to pull up Anish's chart in FSLR, we'll start with the first one.
Right. Jesus Christ. I was looking at so funny. I was looking at the First Solar FSLR monthly chart over the weekend. I was about to text you. I was like, it's that time of the year where we start talking about the fucking 75 level at First Solar again, as we do every single year of our career.
Yeah, and it just never.
Started to look good. Yeah, no, this year's the year. All right. Oh my God. This that I'm seeing for the first time is overwhelming as hell. Okay, this picture. Can you attack this?
Yeah, so we'll go to the bullet points. We'll see. Great entry, bought on the way up through 50. First kick was in that 53 area. Again, yeah, there is a lot going on. Let's see. We see this red arrow on the left. We talked about how he wanted to take some off, but he held on, which is great. Second kick, the reversal day, awesome. Third kick before the close, kicking into strength. He honestly, it's almost a point where he traded this almost perfectly. He bought right before the breakout began, kicked into those pops, moved his stop up, after the name put in proper pivots through first 55, first 58. So yeah, this is a phenomenal trade. Let's see.
That's really funny. I was looking at his lessons from the NVAX trade. Keep stop wider after profiting enough. Love that. Talk to Shake about selling. Just had to toughen my stomach to hold. There you go, baby. I love when tough love comes through.
Yeah.
Sometimes tough love, you need it. Hiding P&L completely these days until the end of the week. That's awesome. Love that. Sizing was key in terms of being able to hold. All right. Good shit. Good trade.
All right. Let's see. Next we got
Win Mo. Using this FSLY. Oh, this is low key like the sickest name of the year. This Fastly. It went 24 to 100 in 2 months. Yeah, sure. I mean, he bought this little flag right here on the daily. Kicked on the way up, and then got stopped down on the way down. That's fucking perfect. Love that. Nothing to knock here. This is a great trade. Gee, Garrett, Chegg, what are we doing here? Oh, fucking sick one. All right, so we bought the inside day at and this Chegg. The one thing you could have done differently, when I'm being aggressive, this is what I do. I'll buy a little bit on the feeler in the consolidation. Then when I see it, then once I see it break the consolidation, that's where I really load up. And then on that new stock, I'll probably have a tighter stop, just like as a momentum add type thing, like this low a day, and then you sell that one quickly. But you know, different conversation there. But so he bought this inside day, gave it to the low, sold today for 7.5%. Can't be mad at that. Fuck, sick trade, Chegg. Where we at? Team. Bought today, sold today. Fuck. Why not? Let's make 8% a day. Who cares? Holy shit. It's so funny because I didn't buy this team off the open. I was like, maybe it'll come to a price point I want to buy. Nope.
Nope.
The team was sick. Con, what are you doing? Ahmed. Oh, he bought the bottom end of this range in Ahmed? That's good. That's a good trade. Wow, so he bought this Ahmed. We see the support line right here. He bought this Ahmed right here. Once he took out this prior high a day. Love that. Pure swing trade. Got to keep the stop at the low. It's funny because he says, seemed like I was chasing at the time. But, you know, when you have these wide stops, you have to understand how your game plan has to be on a bigger time frame. And that's exactly what he did. He got out of this one fully a little early. But, you know, he still made money. You can't be mad at that. So, nice trade here. Sold this one a little quick. Yeah, I guess, you know, 5% kick. Can't be mad. Yeah, good trade overall. Where we at? IDXX. Okay. This is your turn. I'm tired.
That's yeah. So very similar to his AMED trade, bought up off of support. For this, you know, he doesn't really mention where he had a stop, but okay, he does. Yeah. So stop loss 294, stock starts to trend higher, and then he gets stopped out, gets up again. But the thing is, looking back at this trade and this AMED, both of the trades he's selling before the breakout. Like he's losing, you know, he's getting very impatient in that consolidation periods of the day that he's in. That's the one takeaway.
Where did he do that in IDXX?
So he sold it twice. So he bought it through.
Yeah. I don't see where he sold it before.
These red little circles in this consolidation.
Oh yeah, no, I see that. I mean, I don't know. Yo, you're telling me you're not going to take some off after that hammer after you buy that at support? I think that's
no.
Okay.
I'm just saying. No, I think they're both phenomenal trades. I'm just saying, looking at both of these trades.
Now it's a phenomenal trade. A second ago, it was trash.
Tough crowd over here. No, but what I'm saying is, looking at these two trades, both of them, the recurring theme here is that when the name starts consolidating, he's kind of losing. He's getting antsy. He's not holding them, you know, for a little bit longer than he should when they're starting. You know, like this a week from now, this IDXX will probably be higher. And he'll be like, I should have held more for the move to 350 or 360. So that's just the thing that I'm picking up on these two trades.
Yeah, I just wish I had that crystal ball you got.
All right, next we got Gina looking at this Vive.
All right, you're still on it. You killed that one. Crushed it. I won't even talk. You got it.
All right, so Gina, she bought Vive through this little breakout through 154, added through 155. She kicked into that retest, which I'm a big fan of, where she kicked into that like 180-ish area, which tends to get into resistance. She sold some more, and let's see, okay, and then she got out of the rest before earnings. Again, it did trend higher, but again, we try to focus on getting out before earnings because it unfortunately missed or got down. She would have got trapped in the position, so that is higher. I think she still traded it very well. Let's see, Tom Ramsey for Chegg. Very similar to Garrett. He just got it a day earlier.
Fucking wild entry.
Yeah.
That was a wild entry. I think we have to point out that that's very early on the entry. There's nothing really that told him. Like the next day, the inside day kind of tells you that it's an area of support. The day he bought it was, I don't know. It's a little
tough because even like this green line, like this trend line that he drew, it's hard to draw that. There's no way that line was drawn prior to that, like the day he got in. It's definitely was drawn after the fact. But so yeah, a little bit more of a cowboy entry. But again, it worked out. So you're gonna build out a lot of these names.
Well, he got bailed out because he went to the strongest names, and that's why he went to the strongest trending names, and those are the ones that are gonna bail you out. So in that regard, great job.
And now following up with this pen, again, similar thing where he bought this pen versus that support, but again, he's buying it on a day where, again, the day that he bought it probably ripped up, and then it closed pretty shitty. which again, can't have a crystal ball, you're not going to know that, but again, he still held it versus the proper out, which it respected it that following day, and then he kicked into that 36. And he still has some, so again, for that break up to 36, he still got some.
I'm in this pen. I'm in this pen in my long-term account. I like this.
Yeah, no, it looks great.
Yeah.
What else we got next? Two more. Okay, so we got mRNA. Let's see, late entry, bought up through 70. So he most likely missed the tighter entry, but chased. Again, it's reoccurring theme getting bailed out, buying these winners, and then he sold into 90 for a 34% gain. So he's gotten very lucky also in Penn earlier in the year. I know he had a pretty sick trade in Penn, so he's not even very lucky lately, except for this GoCo, which was a recent IPO. Again,
I mean, that's IPO trading. You can't be mad at
yeah.
that.
I was gonna say is like he bought up low. He had the proper stop. He got out 4% in that recent IPO. That's pretty standard.
Yeah. I mean, it goes to $30. It's a winner. It goes to 24. It's a loser. It's IPO trading.
All right. So, Shake, if you want, we cover the number ideas. Do you want to go over any of yours, and then I'll go over.
I mean, I've really only been trading these recent IPOs, so like, I don't really have much to say here. I bought this lemonade this day, and I added through here this day, and I sold a bunch Friday into the close. I still have some left here, but this name is so flashy that I like to, take P&L when I got it. Definitely watching this flag, watching for the volume to come back. I wouldn't have a problem rebuying it, but I'm not going to rebuy it as heavy as I did through important price points like, this 81 resistance level. Like that was a very clear price point. And then I bought up off this 72 support, very clear price point. So I might add to the inside day at 87 if it comes about, if we see that volume, but definitely not as heavy as I have been. But I mean, that's really all I got. I didn't have the opportunity to trade too much today.
All right. We'll go over some. I mean, my key thing for a few trades I'm going to go over, it's mainly just where I'm moving my stops to. So I want to start with GWPH. So this is a name that myself, Gene, and a few other members have been keeping an eye on at weekly level through 130, also 140. So again, I bought it to 130. Great first 2-day move. Quick 10 points. And now the stop is just break even. So if it wants to break through this 140, I kind of drew out the line where the arrow is showing the resistance area that we're kind of keeping an eye on for that break. And again, the next level will be 150, and then it's like every 10 points. This name is like a little battleground. But for now, it's just a break-even trade. Next, we got this J&J. I put up like a weekly chart to show that resistance level. So this one I originally got in a little bit prematurely. This is, I believe, the kind of end of June. I bought up to that 148 area, pulled back in. Again, this J&J isn't a super crazy biotech or a recent IPO that's going to drop 50% in a week or anything like that. I don't mind giving a wider stop. I saw it set up, versus the support. I bought up, and now it's this week so far it's been holding above that 148 area, which has been prior resistance for some time. So again, now it's just a break-even stop versus that 148. Next, Jake, I'm going to pull PFPT.
There you go.
All right, so this is again. One got in a little bit too early in the beginning of June. Saw that it was holding at 104. That's where my stop was put when I started to add up through that 112. Added again up through like 114. Had a nice little run up to 124. Again, the bigger area that we talked about in the past is at 132. It's more of a macro breakout that we're positioning for. And now that we saw that the 112 held, now I can move that stop basically to break even. If it wants to continue higher, that's great. If the trade wants to fail at this point, I'm not going to lose. And then next we got this Snapchat, another weekly chart. Again, I've been in this since the IPO, and I've added it, some points even as low as down as 5. And now we can see that it's holding above this 22. So that's where my stop is for now. And the first target is this 30. But longer term, I expect it to kind of hold below this 30 and flag, and then we'll see a bigger move, down the road, maybe 6 months or a year from now, up through 30. And we'll see, where it can go from there. And then wrapping it up, we got Travelers. Key thing here is just dollar cost averaging on the way up. Again, this is very difficult for new traders as well as even for experienced traders. Buying up tends to be a little bit harder for most people. We always want to buy things when they're cheaper. But it's been a good lesson where I bought up through 100, had a nice 30% run up to 128. Started to consolidate again, and I was able to pick up some through 116. So I've continued, waiting for these consolidation periods, looking to add up through it. And then if you zoom out further, we'll cover this in the next chart talk or maybe in a month from now when this Traveler gets back up to 128 and sits up there, we'll find an entry to add up to that level as well. So those are the main couple of trades this weekend. Feels like you shake, not too much going on, just a lot of
We got
just
earnings
stop.
season coming up. Don't need to be super active right now.
Yeah, just managing some stops. So with that, Shake, you want to jump into any topic you have for the week?
I didn't get a ton to look at, but this Cisco looks primo right here through this 47.50, 47 quarter area. There's a ton out there. I gotta go to my little list.
I think the main thing on my radar is this AZO AutoZone. Very textbook bull flat loose 1160, and very tight, 30 points in a $1,000 name. It's not a lot of risk. I think that looks pretty good. This SBAC through 310 anytime. It's flagging near all-time highs, and one we mentioned earlier with Gina is Visa through 200.
Yeah.
Those are the main three I'll be keeping an eye on this week.
Nice. Good shit.
All right, so with that, jump into book of the week.
All right.
So I got Agent of Influence. This is like an old. This guy was like worked for the CIA and then like transferred into become like an entrepreneur and used like his intelligent gathering skills from the CIA to kind of run his business. So one of the interesting things he mentions where they talk about like, the conversations you have with like your prospect, and he says most people tend to remember the beginning and the ends of conversations, where in the middle we tend to forget what we talk about. So he says if there's something you want to get from your prospect or your customer, something you really want to get from them, you ask them in the middle, and then you can kind of pivot back and forth to he talks about like his family, and then he'll jump into something on the topic that he's trying to get the information from, and then he'll pivot back to whatever the guy's interest are. But it's a pretty interesting little book so far. What about you? What are you reading?
Good. I switched it up a little bit. I went the Undefeated Mind. It's kind of more of like a Buddhist book and stuff like that. All about kind of the mental games we play ourselves. One thing I got from it was how you turn, that really affects trading, how you turn knowledge into wisdom. Where it's like, I know, like I shouldn't buy, let's say, a Monday morning gap up. But like it looks so sexy and all that shit. And then I still end up buying it. I'm like, I fucking knew that. Like, how can I still do that? Wisdom, yeah. You need specific events or, thought patterns that occur to really change your thought process. I don't have a great grasp on it yet. I'm only a couple chapters in, but I can see how it could be a big help in the mental game.
Yeah, I feel like that even revolves back to like us focusing on like journaling our trades. Where I was talking with Bobby Moore and Con on this recently. They're like, I feel like I'm doing good, but I think I couldn't be doing better. And then they'll show me like their stock trader stats, and so you can see their average win, average loss, hot streak, close streak, whatever. And it's like, okay, that's easy. That's like the top of the line, but like below it, what's yeah. So it's like when he Bobby was like, oh, my average loss is 1 to 3%. I look at his like stats, and I'm like, well, your average loss is 3.8%. So then there's a disconnect there. There's some, you're saying it's 1 to 3, but the numbers are showing it's almost 4. So why don't you go back in, let's review all those trades, and let's actually see what those numbers are and figure out where those mistakes are kind of happening and how we can kind of remove them.
I personally only think stats like that work if you're looking at only one specific trade setup, and that's how you affect it. Because it's just like, if I take a breakout, I'll start, that I'm buying that day and I have a stop low a day, I start taking some off 3 to 1 very quickly, where it's like I'm swing trade, I'm in it for 2 weeks, I'm trying to really, drag out taking profit and stuff like that. It's just such different trades where, you have this 1 percentage point. Well, I make 4% of my winners. It doesn't really give you the context of what your winners look like. So, if you break that down by trade setup, I think that becomes a lot more clear. But I definitely agree with you.
Yeah. I think we wrap it up for this week. You guys are still here? Drop us a little thumbs up. Peace.